All right, we're going to be working on question 4.1D. It says a boat is being pushed forward with 2,400 newtons, and the force of resistance from the water is negative 2075. Now the mass, my code was 5, so mine's 0.5 times 10 to the third. So if you had a code of 20, it would be 2.0 times 10 to the third. Now in this particular, here's the motion diagram. Initial velocity is 0. The final velocity, Vfx, is what we're going to eventually solve for in one of the parts. And it says the time is 15 seconds. Now I do the force diagram, I do a motion, and then I do the force equations just to figure out what F net x is equal to. So F net x is the force applied plus the force of resistance. We've got newtons here. And so we end up with 325 as the net force. Now for part A. Part A says, what is the acceleration of the boat? So step number 1, we're trying to solve for the net acceleration. Step 2, what are my givens? Given mass, F net, initial velocity, and the time. The best equation to use right now is F net is equal to ma net. The F net was 325 newtons, and the mass for me is 500. Multiply kilograms. Multiply that by the acceleration. So we're trying to solve for. A net comes out to be 0.65. I just took 325 and divided by 500. Now for the next part. For part B, we're trying to figure out if it starts from rest, how far will it travel in 15 seconds. So for part B, step 1, you're trying to figure out how far it travels. Step 2, you have mass, F net, Vix, time, and now AX, or AX net. Step 3, best one to use is D is equal to Vixt plus 1/2 AXT squared. Step 4, dx is equal to, that's equal to 0. 1/2 times 0.65 times 15 squared. So horizontal distance is equal to 0.5 times 0.65 times 15 squared, 73.125. Last question is part C. It's how far does it travel at the end of that trip? So for part C, I'm trying to figure out VF. All the givens are the same as before, except for you can add on distance. Step 3, the best one to use is VFX is equal to VIX plus AX times T. Step 4, VFX is equal to 0.65 times 15. So VFX comes out to be 0.65 times that by 15, 9.75.